Hello, my dearest confidant. It's a Sunday, and we're just doing our normal stuff. And I went to go and let out the peafowl for the day after letting out the ducks, and the dogs took off after something, and they got it. And, you know, a lot of stuff always goes through my mind when things out of the ordinary happen, because I believe in signs and synchronicities, not, coincidence. And the very first thing that I thought of when I found out that it was a porcupine was, this is what usually happens to trespassers on our property. And so it reminded me that I really did have compassion even through the things that were going on the other day with that trespasser. But the dogs ended up breaking the porcupine's back. And of course, they both got a face full of quills. They're off at the vet now. But they broke its back, and so I had to put it out of its misery. And I don't usually have to do stuff like that. It's extremely rare. Usually I'm able to let things go back outside, and they usually are fine. But today was a different story. And so I took it out and pinned it with a pitchfork and took a shovel to its neck. And that sounds gruesome, but it wasn't going to survive. And it was a danger to the other animals, even if it just left quills everywhere. Those quills are a danger to all my duckies' feet, to the cat's feet, to the dog's feet, to my feet, because those things can pierce the types of shoes that we wear around here, rubber-soled shoes. And so even though porcupines in and of themselves are innocent creatures and do not intend to harm anyone, they also have to protect themselves. And that porcupine did that. Unfortunately, not enough to save its life. And so, of course, I look up the spiritual meaning of porcupine, and it talks about, having personal boundaries and protecting yourself and then letting something go. And it's definitely on par with what's going on in my life right now. Like, I am in the midst of standing up for myself and setting boundaries and, just learning to love myself more. And I know the universe gave me that porcupine for multiple reasons, one of which was to remind me, again, of the trespassing situation and how I handled myself accordingly and in a very professional manner, I think, and how I need to, protect my space. And this is my sacred sanctuary. I still am having some rolling effects from that person breaching our property boundary. And again, it wasn't on accident. Like, that was not an accident. And if we had just let him pass unencumbered, hopefully he learned something out of the whole thing too. And not that people can be jackasses, but that people can show compassion, especially when you're doing something wrong. And just because you're innocent doesn't mean that you're not causing harm. And I think that's something that he probably didn't understand, and maybe he'll see this video and he'll understand that. But he's causing a psychological harm, because now I'm on the lookout even more so. I'm wondering if I should carry a firearm with me on my own property. All of these things. I finally got a good night's sleep last night, but that happened on Wednesday, and it's Sunday now. And so all of those things, are things that I have to learn, and I hope that he learned something too. But yeah, protecting my sanctuary is paramount. Protecting my animals is something that I have to do, because I have been given charge over them. And, should these animals decide to leave, they can take care of themselves. There's nothing I can do about that. These guys have free reign all day. And so if something happens and they get out and they decide they want to go live somewhere else, they could. But while they're on my property boundary line, within my property boundary lines, I'm responsible for their lives and their well-being, and as well as mine, right? And they give me great pleasure and love and, fulfillment and all of those things. And so, yeah, while we do encourage people to come out for tours and stuff, those are all coordinated, and those people have appointments. Like, we know that they're coming, and so that's different. And the energetic signature that I'm sending out to attract people to our farmette to come and do tours and stuff, they're on a similar frequency with me, whereas that person was a perpetrator, and not in a malicious sense of the word, but still, to just, cross a boundary line is, you had some sort of malicious intent. Whether that was just seeing what was up here or whatever, because there was no reason why they should have been on the ledge, even at the bottom of our stairs. And so, because that's private property, and all of that is. And so, I mean, we don't have dominion over the river and the riverbanks, but this is far removed from that. So, I'll have to do a measurement to see, but it's at least 100 feet back probably from the river, so it's not the riverbank. But anyways, yeah, and then the other part of that is being able to protect my property with being able to dispatch animals that could cause disease or any of those things, right? And I ended up burning the porcupine because I didn't want him to stay in the trash can until trash pickup day, because that can breed more bacteria and disease, and it smells bad. It can attract other predators and other things. And then it's also, it's about energy transfer. And I do feel like that animal sacrificed its life here on our property. And I wanted that energy to transfer here because it's a powerful energy. Energy is neither created nor destroyed. It's just transferred. And it was hard to dispatch the porcupine because it's only the second thing that I've had to kill. Earlier this year, I had to dispatch a duckling because it had some neurological damage, if you've seen my videos. But the universe is teaching me how self-sufficient and how compassionate I am and empathetic, and how much I love that animal enough that even though I didn't know it, I knew that what was best for it was to end its life. And so I know that the universe is protecting me and keeping me safe, and I'm learning and growing, and learning and growing is not easy. It's not for the weak. It's for those that ask for that, and then it definitely teaches you to be strong. The universe teaches you to be strong, and reminds you of the power that you do have. So anyways, I guess that's it for now, my dearest confidant. I hope that you got something out of this, and that it will help bolster your own story. I love you. Until next time.